This is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com, and welcome to my latest Kentucky Derby 2022 points race video. And in my video series for the Derby, I went 3 for 3 last week, winners in the Withers, the Holy Bull, and the Robert Lewis Stakes. And overall, through the first 18 races that I've covered in this Road to Derby 2022, my top choices have 7 wins and 6 runner-up finishes. And I just did the El Camino Real Derby, so now we're going to cover the Sam F. Davis Stakes in this video. And then stay tuned to the end of this video for a bonus free pick for the Suncoast Stakes from Tampa Bay. That's the Road to Kentucky Oaks points race this week. And in the Sam F. Davis Stakes, it's going to be race 10 at Tampa Bay Downs on Saturday, February 12th. The Grade 3 $250,000 race. 3-year-olds, a mile and a 16th on the main track. Scheduled post time 4:54 p.m. Eastern Time. And number 1 in this race is Mr. Rum Runner, and he figures to attend the pace. He broke his maiden a couple starts back at Gulfstream Park in a 1-turn mile, and he battled on the pace and he won by a neck. Last time, Mucho Macho Man Stakes, he stalked from 3rd, and he steadily lost ground to the top 2 finishers, Simplification and Strike Hard. Strike Hard is in this race. He finished more than 7 lengths behind that one. From that inside post, look for him to attend the pace, but there are others with more speed, including number 2, Unpredictable Bay. He's run 7 times with a win, 5 seconds, and a third. All of those races were in the maiden special weight ranks, including a runaway maiden win at 6 furlongs at Churchill Downs in his last race on November 27th. He was all over the pace that day, and he ran away with it. And in this race, now he's fresh, making his first start of the year, and stretching out in distance, he's almost guaranteed to be a pace factor. Number 3, Classic Causeway, should be forwardly placed as well. He ran away going wire to wire in his 7-furlong debut at Saratoga. His second career start, the Grade 1 Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland, he was stuck out in post 13 in a 13-horse field. He had to be sent early. He set lively fractions. He couldn't keep going, but he ended up finishing 3rd, beating a bit less than 5 lengths. And then in his last start, Joao Rosario rode the Grade 2 Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. He was the favorite that day. From the inside post, he stalked. He made a bid towards the leaders in the middle of the race, and then he ended up finishing 2nd in that race. So that was a solid effort. He was clearly second best, and he's one that certainly has a shot to move forward in here. And he showed that he doesn't need the lead to be effective in that last race. Number 4, Golden Glider, and number 5, God of Love. They're both trained by Mark Casse. Golden Glider is 2 for 2, and he went last to first in his debut, and then last to first last time out. His debut was a mile and a 16th on all-weather ground at Woodbine. Last time, a nice win at Tampa Bay Downs from off the pace. So look for him to be far back early and then rallying in the stretch. God of Love is also going to be rallying from off the pace. He's 2 for 4. All those races were at at Woodbine, and he won the Cup and Saucer Stakes at a mile and a 16th on yielding turf, rallying from 9th and then 11-horse field, and then he won the Grade 3 Gray Stakes. He was out in post 9 in a 10-horse field, and he rallied from 9th to win that one. He owns the best late pace ratings, and if he can handle the main track, he could be the best finisher in this race. Number 6, Trademark. He's 15 to 1 for trainer Vicky Oliver. Back-to-back easy wins at Churchill Downs at a mile and a 16th. And he's one that he's going to be up on the pace because he went wire to wire in both of those races. But he's going to have to go faster because he set more controlled fractions in those 2 wins. And I think the pace is going to be quicker than he saw in those last 2 races. Make It Big. He's 3 for 3 for trainer Safi Joseph Jr. Jose Ortiz is going to ride. And he won his career debut at 7 furlongs at Gulfstream against Florida Bred Company. He won a stakes race against Florida Bred, second time out at that same 7-furlong distance at Gulfstream. And then in his 3rd start at Remington Park, the Springboard Mile, that was a Kentucky Derby points race, he stalked the pace and he won that one nicely. So he went to the front in his debut, he stalked from 3rd in his 2nd start, and he rallied from 5th place to win last time. So he's one that he has that early pressing versatility, but the Springboard Mile speed figure did not come back strong. That did not look like a strong race, and he's probably going to have to run faster, but you can't knock a horse that's 3 for 3. Shipsational is next. This one's a New York bred, and he has 2 New York bred stakes victories on his resume, and he was up on the pace in both of those. He tracked from 3rd, and he won a stakes race in September at Belmont, caught the slop in a 1-turn mile last time at Belmont, and he went wire to wire. A lot of speed in here, as I said. and he's going to be one of the horses that will be forwardly placed. Howling Time exits the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Prior to that, he won his first 2 starts. 6 furlong debut at Churchill Downs. He rallied from 6th to win nicely. Second start in the Street Scent Stakes, he stalked from 4th, and he pulled well clear. The runner-up was the next out winner. Howling Time came back in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. He set the pace by default because no one wanted to go, and they ended up weakening to finish 5th in an 11-horse field. I think he's better than that. I don't think he wants to lead, and I think that they're going to be much more patient in here. Joe Talamo, his regular rider, will ride back. Volcanic is number 10 for Mark Casse, and this one at Gulfstream Park in a 1-turn mile got his maiden win by adding Lasix and blinkers. That was on January 8th. Now, he won't have Lasix in this race because in Kentucky Derby points races, horses can't have Lasix and earn points. But he probably will be wearing the blinkers that he wore last time, and he was much more involved early in that race, and they probably don't want to do that this time with all the other speed horses in there. Number 11, Strike Hard. He's a little bit interesting in here. He added blinkers and he ran well in his last 2 starts, and he's run well in 5 of his 6 starts. And in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes, he was clearly second best last time out. So look for Strike Hard to probably be sitting in mid-pack, racing wide most likely. Number 12, Kitten Mischief. This one's 12-1 morning line, and he battled on through slow fractions in his debut in the mud at Aqueduct. That race was originally scheduled for turf, and he won that one by a neck. The top 2 were well clear of the rest, and he came back on fast ground in a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream Park last time, and he stalked from 4th, and he was clearly second best in that race. So he's lightly raced, he's got some upside, he's got a tough post, and he's probably going to try to rally a bit from off the pace. You're also eligible in here as number 13, Little Vic. If anybody scratches, he will draw into the body of the race, and if he does get in, he will impact the pace. His 6 furlong debut in the slop, he went wire to wire. 6 furlongs on a fast track second time out. He set the pace. He finished second. He was 13 lengths clear of the rest, and then the winner was the next out winner. So Little Vic will certainly be a big pace factor if he draws in. But it looks like there's a good amount of pace in this race. I mentioned that at the opening, and I think that's going to be the case. So now we're going to give out the top 4 selections in here. And my 4th choice will be the 5, God of Love. I think he can get involved from off the pace. His winning rider, Rafael Hernandez, will ride back. He's got the best late pace ratings, and I think he will be finishing if he handles conventional dirt. My 3rd choice in here, I'm going to go with number 11, Strike Hard. He exits some decent races. Now, Simplification beat him last time. He was clearly second best. A few starts back, White Abarrio beat him, and he was clearly second best. And White Abarrio and Simplification came back to finish 1st and 2nd in the Holy Bull Stakes last weekend. He's been facing good horses, and he's been finishing well clear of the other horses that he's been running against. So I think Strike Hard at 6-1 could be a logical horse to use in your exotics. Now, the horses I think that are exiting the best race, and that will be the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, because I think that could end up being a productive race, and so far that looks to be the case because some of the horses exiting that race have done well. Like the 3rd place finisher in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes was White Abarrio, and he came back and he won the Holy Bull Stakes. Another stakes winner that ran in that race, Lecomte winner, Call Me Midnight. So he upset the Lecomte Stakes, and he ran in that race. And then Ben Diesel was 4th in the Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, and he was recently 3rd in the Southwest Stakes. So as you see, some horses there have been showing that there was some depth and quality to that Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. Now, the 2 horses that exit that race, Classic Causeway, my 2nd choice in this race, and then my top choice is going to be Howling Time, number 9. He finished 5th in that race. So Classic Causeway was 2nd, Howling Time was 5th, but I think maybe they can reverse positions this time because I think Howling Time set the pace that day, but he's going to be more comfortable rallying from off the pace. So Howling Time, my top choice in the Sam F. Davis Stakes over my 2nd choice, Classic Causeway, and then the others worth considering here, the 5, God of Love underneath, rallying from off the pace, and then number 11, Strike Hard, possibly hitting the board. So those are my top 4 picks in the Sam F. Davis Stakes. Now let's dive right into my analysis of I'm going to do the Suncoast Stakes, a Kentucky Oaks 2022 points race. And in this Suncoast Stakes, it's 1 mile and 40 yards. It'll be the 8th race at Tampa Bay Downs on Saturday, February 12th. Scheduled post time 3:49 p.m. Eastern Time. And in this race, I think it comes down to two horses. You have a couple stakes winners in this race. The 2 Nest won the Grade 2 Demoiselle Stakes as my top choice at Aqueduct on December 4th. Now in that Demoiselle Stakes, the final time wasn't fast, but Nest just covered a ton of ground in there. Was wide, 4 to 5 wide all the way around, just took the Overland route, certainly ran much further than a mile and an eighth, but was able to win nicely, grinding out a neck victory. This one ran well in all 3 career starts. $350,000 purchase for Todd Pletcher. Really good pedigree here. I think that she's faster than she showed in the Demoiselle Stakes just because she lost so much ground in that race. And then another horse worth considering, number 3, Alittleloveandluck. Back-to-back wins, including the Ginger Brew Stakes at 1 mile on turf. So the last 2 wins, mile on turf, and then a mile and 70 yards on the all-weather surface against Florida breds breaking the maiden. Speed figures really jumped up in those last 3 starts since adding blinkers. And in that 3rd start back at Parks, ended up rallying from 6th to finish 3rd on the main track. So he handled the main track that day, or she handled the main track that day, and then back-to-back wins, including a stakes win. So I think she can probably stalk the pace and run well. So I think it's between Nest and Alittleloveandluck, but I'm going to go with Nest. I went with her in the Demoiselle. I'm going to go right back with her in this spot. So Nest will be my top choice in this bonus race that I'm giving out, the Suncoast Stakes at Tampa Bay Downs on Saturday, February 12th. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content, and that will wrap up this video and this week's videos. And hopefully I have some good luck. I keep the roll going on this Derby Trail and Oaks Trail as well. And until next week's videos, good luck at the races.